NBA is back, I thought I'd say, who are the 10 best players right now in the bubble? Now, TJ Warren's scoring well. I don't consider him going forward a top 10 player in the bubble, but my 10 favorite players in the bubble, starting with number 10. Chris Paul, for years, people said was the most overrated player in the league. He's now officially the most underrated player in the NBA. The Thunder were the biggest surprise in the league. He is so old school, it hurts. The mid-range angle jumper, feisty, yells at players and teammates. He is total old school. But he's one of 3 players to average 20 points and 7 assists in the bubble and shoot over 50% from the field. I think you could make an argument. He's a top 4, top 5 MVP candidate. You know, we always, he and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan don't win more. This was the best team in the league in the last 3 weeks. Chris Paul has had an unbelievable season, and he's back at it in the bubble. Jayson Tatum, I think, is going to be literally a top 10 player, top 7 player by next year. He had a lousy game in the bubble against Milwaukee. Boston does not match up well with Milwaukee. They look too small. But he scored 30-plus in 10 of his last 16 games. He also had a monster game against Portland, led them to a win. And I think he's one of the few players in the league. He can put it on the deck. He can create his own shot. He can hit a 3. He can finish at the rim. He's clever. Number 9, Jayson Tatum. Luka Doncic. Only player averaging a triple-double in the bubble. Here's Dallas's problem. The NBA has always been a baby step league. They just don't know how to finish off games. They outplayed Houston for all but 3 minutes and lost. They don't know how to win yet. They're one of 4 winless teams in the bubble, and they're between Porzingis and Luka, Trey Burke. They got all sorts of offense. But this league is about figuring how, with 4 minutes left, like how we close it out. We're down 4, we're up 4. How do we close it out? They haven't figured out how to do it. But Luka, is remarkable. Russell Westbrook, I'm a critic of him. He's not taking a lot of threes. 31 points in both bubble games. I thought he's been very good defensively. Listen, he can unravel. He can get unhinged. He's erratic. This has been great. He's played under control. He's played defense. Listen, he's not a good long-range shooter, and that's problematic because that's sort of what the league is now. But I think this has been the best Westbrook. A player I've always thought's better, slightly, Damian Lillard. 1 of 2 players averaging 25 and 10. He has the most assists in the bubble, the most points in the bubble. He is Westbrook, but a dead-eye long-range shooter. If you told me there's one guy in the bubble, one shot to win, that's it. He's the guy. His range, he and Steph Curry are the only players in the league. Unlimited range. Shoot it when you get past half court. I think he is so good in crucial spots, nerves of steel, and I think he's a better player than Westbrook. I don't know if he's the athlete; he's not that far behind, but I think Damian Lillard is the go-to shooter in this bubble. Anthony Davis, most free throw attempts. I mean, listen, you watched last night. You can't stop him. Now, I don't love what I see late in games. He doesn't have a lot of dog in him. Damian Lillard's got dog in him, but he scored 90 points in the bubble. That's the most by any player. He really is. If he could hit a three-point shot consistently, you can't really defend him. I mean, you can't. He's a harder guard than LeBron if he hits a three. You can't defend him. I just don't trust him late. James Harden, I do trust late because he's been great in the bubble late. Second highest scoring average in the bubble. Most steals by any player in the bubble. Averaging the most 17 free throw attempts per game. Here's the thing about James Harden. His style's very ball-centric. 4 months off is the best thing that happened to James Harden. He looks fresh. That's why he's playing defense. He's fresh. I mean, he's got energy. I mean, he's been very good. So James Harden is unbelievable. But I put Kawhi over him because I think Kawhi is, first or second best defensive player in the bubble. He's the only guy, Kawhi, in the bubble averaging 25 points a game under 30 minutes. So his efficiency is scary. He's the ultimate team guy. He's got the highest plus minus in the bubble. You can say what you want about load management. When he's on the floor, his intensity and his efficiency are scary, are like historically good. Got to give it to Giannis because he's more of an offensive threat. Most rebounds of any player in the bubble. Probably the best defensive player of any player in the bubble. 35 and 15 and 5 average in the bubble. He's just really good. And he's really developed into, there's a lot of things. Leadership, likability. Listen, go ask Boston. Like, Boston can't defend him. Boston plays well against everybody in the East, not Giannis. They just don't have any answer for him. That's why Chris Middleton plays so well. They double Giannis, and Middleton goes off against the Celtics. LeBron, what do you want me to say? Best leader in the bubble, smartest player in the bubble, most experience in the bubble, only guy averaging 19-9, 7 assists, a steal, and a block in the bubble. And he also he controls the tempo in the bubble. What he's done, what LeBron's really done, it's really smart. He really lets the game come to him in the first 2 to 3 quarters, unless he has to take over because the Lakers are a mess. He really in the first quarter and a half really is about letting the game come to him, has a surge late in the first half, takes over the fourth quarter. That's what smart veteran players do. He remains the best player in the bubble. I said, if you had one shot, 9 seconds left in the bubble, Game 7, you'd take Damian Lillard. If I said one possession, I'd say LeBron. One stop, I'd say probably Kawhi or Giannis. And one guy to draw the foul would be James Harden. So LeBron is my number 1 player in the bubble. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.